Hey guys, so I'm Devin-Foxy Remastered here. A little bit myself of the future is that before anybody else wants to kind of click off the video and start understanding how I feel a little bit, that you guys might be hearing me cuss and might get mad, that I might probably be mad at some point where you guys are going to probably be hearing me exactly where I'm going to just express what I'm going to be expressing because, well, too bad. It's just going to be what I'm going to talk about because this can't go on any further enough. And trust me, it just feels a little right for me a little bit just to say it, which I know it might sound a little foregone at a different diligent percent, but I'm sorry. There can't be another way to put around with this because I mean, if someone was ever nice to me, then that's when I don't hate the person. But when this just goes on further, that's when this, by the way, is going to be saying is like, when is this enough is enough of going on for this ever. So just myself in the future and just letting you guys know right now in the present that what you guys are about to hear and what you guys are about to kind of understand what I'm saying is that this needs to stop with, however, with like pretty much the second individual that you might be hearing a little bit differently more explain about like Mike 48. And no, I don't blame the person who probably just like kind of like has like a different way. I can't probably explain it exactly by like having him like being tortured or something by somebody else, which I get the person understanding, but I think the only real reason I can say is that I think this guy needs like actual like medical attention and just has a little bit more like need to go to therapy and just go to a church and like have God exactly do something with the guy exactly. You know, I'm not saying like anything like a punishment or anything, but just to have the guy a little bit relaxed and just forget any of this ever happened exactly and just start going on with this. But yeah, this, by the way, this is just more of like me in the future explaining what's going to happen and what's going to really go on. But remember, face the warning, as I want to say this, is that warning. This video of like a few examples that I might probably swear, like a few different swear words as I explained it, as I will say it again, that there might be a few swear words that might go on with it. So if anybody else doesn't want to watch this exactly, then please again, I consider and wanting like to get people to kind of watch a different video than this. So if I myself, if you want to watch through this, then fine, go ahead and do it. But just remember, by the way, this is going to be an official, 100% official, that I'm no longer going to be like associated with like Blue Sniper Productions and Mike 48. By the way, I'm not going to be associated with both individuals, which by the way, I probably am not going to be associated. So yeah. So hope you guys understand. Hope you guys appreciate what I'm doing. And I'm sorry if this has to come out anyway and has to probably explain this even further. Which, by the way, I don't want to be like, want to have to respond to anything. I just don't want to because, it's just going to kind of create more fire in that background. It's just going to kind of create more fire and violence because, I mean, God or anybody else wouldn't want to have that anyway because that's just not how that works. And it doesn't have to do with religion or anything. It just doesn't have to do with religion or nothing. But this actually, I just want to say it. And no, I didn't want to. I didn't cross the line first. It was like someone else who crossed it exactly, which I didn't do exactly. I tried being respectful and nice, but here we are now that we're just about to like fully 100% approve and definitely official it and say is that it's been official that me and Mike 48 are no longer friends. And so we'll come to the thing with like Blue Sniper Productions. Like, I'm no longer going to be associated with the guy anymore. So, yeah, I'm sorry. But this I have to say. And hope you guys enjoy the video. And we're going to get right into the present right now as you might see this video. So, thank you and enjoy the video. And I hope we're going to probably like get to do another video that will probably be a bit more calm, respectful, and peaceful a little bit after this. Like, I just might have to take a walk, take a breather, and just feel the nice air and just walk and just kind of start thinking more differently and just say, is like, you know what? think it's time I might deserve to take a little walk and just find a little bit of another deserved walk and just go on with my life and just kind of walk, and just kind of think a little bit. So, without further ado, enjoy the video. And yes, you guys will get to see a reaction video right now as the whole conversation is like done. And then that's when the video will begin soon and shortly. So, anyways, I'm gonna just let the present self me actually start explaining what's going on. As of myself in the future, we'll definitely get going anyway. And without further ado, thanks again for actually listening, and thanks for understanding what I've gone through. And trust me, I've gone worse. I've been gone through worse shit than anything else in my life. So don't expect anything that there might be something new, which actually it isn't. It's just going to be same competitive bullshit that actually is not going to kind of be more helpful than anything else happeningly to myself. So, without further ado, I'll let my present self begin this video. And without further ado, I know this is a late video and stuff, which I know this is kind of late and a more of a longer video, which I should probably be considered to expect to have make this a little bit more of a shorter video. But unfortunately, when something adds more pluses, then that's when it's going to equal the video of the extended time of making a long ass video. So without further ado, it's time I let my present self talk. And without further ado, I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys in the next video and such. So hope you guys enjoy the video. And by the way, between you and me, I wish I never wanted to talk about making this video anyway, but I had no choice. But I mean, I don't blame Blue Saber Productions not bothering me, by the way, which I think I can still give him a little bit of brownie points for him just not bothering me, which I think I'll still give him a little respect, possibly a little respect, but I think it still comes to the natural and same way as I could say that it doesn't matter if it probably goes on for that, which I still can respect on some people that I can say that some people never bothered me, which actually is good. But once this one person starts to annoy me and bother me of the hell away, that is when the line is crossed. And that is when this is going to be a stop. It's not going to go on. It's just going to stop immediately because I want people to have their ears open and their eyes to see what Mike 48 really even is, to not completely understand him. Which, by the way, I don't want to send hate to the guy. I don't want to really send hate to him, but all I'm saying is I just want to make this clear as I can and just make this just say send something in the mail or send something an official thing and just say is you know what, it's time I let you go, and it's time I think it's just not going to work between our friendship or anything, between nothing. It's just time I let you go, and it's time I'll do that, and it's just time that you left me no choice. But, if you continue bothering me, that's when that's going to kind of happen to somebody and not actually listen. So, this is a good reason why I listen to good people. This is just why I listen to good people who have good attentions and have true and respect, loyalty and respect from me and respect another person from someone else. So that's just when I can say how much I can be of a person, of a human being. I really am trying to be that nice, to be that respectful, even if I'm not my best right now, which I sometimes may or won't be at my best, but at least I try to be respectful and polite, as I was raised to be polite and respectful, which even if sometimes that never comes to my way, then this is exactly what kind of builds me a little differently. So, it's just between the tone of my voice of how I say things or just talk about things or whatever. But, that's all I'm going to say. But anyway, for right now, it's time I let my present self speak. And I know it's going to be a long, long, long video of hours of a night, which I know I'm going to say that anyway. But trust me, I might make a video and make this up to anybody. However, if I can't go mad by anywhere else by near if I can't be mad near Friday or Saturday, by the way, then that's when I might actually say is that I can make a video and kind of do a little makeup thing exactly and just, kind of ignore exactly what I'm going to say and just ignore the past exactly and just go in the front, which I still respect some past of mine that's actually still special, but I actually still say I will still respect it. But when it's just like gonna be something that annoys me and not have a great day, that's when I might actually move away from it and start like caring about the present that I'm doing right now as a human being, of a person. So there you go. Anyways, all right, it's time I go ahead and send him in and start talking about this and start explaining that anyway. So without further ado, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this long video, which I will still make this up to anybody exactly, and just say I'll actually at least make another reaction video and kind of get this over with. So there you go. And without further ado, let's get this over with. And without further ado, I'm sorry I have to make this, but this I can't stand anymore and can't stomach this any longer than it really ever is. So I'm sorry. I don't blame Sniper Blue Sniper Productions, which I think he's never bothered me in like a couple years or whatever's been going on with my lifetime or whatever my pardon me of my lifespan or whatever. But the only person who was kind of bugging me, actually, with two old counts, by the way, is Mike 48, which, by the way, I kept finally realizing it had the same fucking number. So without further ado, I'm sorry, Mike 48, but this I really am letting you know, dude, is that you gotta move on. That's it. And I don't want you to be in my life anymore. I don't want you to be a part of my life. I don't want you to keep coming back. I want you to go out and find a different person to be inspired, besides other than me. So, without further ado, I know it's going to seem like harsh, but when you just don't listen, that's just when it's time to say, is like, I'm letting you go. It's like I'm letting a bird fly in free all the way to the sky. So I know might seem a little emotional, but it just is true. So without further ado, let's get this over with. And okay, present self, you may start speaking. Well, myself as the future me is going to go ahead and just have a breather and just enjoy what I'm going to do tomorrow and just kind of step away a little bit and then start thinking a little differently on the 19th or 20th, and I might make another video that doesn't have to do with anything else to bother me. So without further ado, no, I won't be taking this down. I'm just wanting to speak the truth, that I got to speak the truth, because I can't take this anymore. I can't stomach this anymore. It's just horrible. It's just a demonly horrible thing that I cannot be free. So yeah, I'm not saying this like an evil term. I'm saying this is just a horrible excuse for like literally anyone just to keep like torturing a person who just wants to be in peace, who just wants to have life and wants to enjoy life and everything else with it, but in a good way, not a bad way, just in a good, positive way. So let's get this over with. Anyway, I'm going to get going. Goodbye and see you next time in the next video and then next reaction video. So goodbye and see you next time. And this is just for my real fans to just kind of see the picture and start understanding what I'm truly am saying, is that don't send hate to pretty much two individuals. Just say is that I just had enough. I just don't want to like negotiate or however. Like I said, if the chance is over, then you do realize it's over. There isn't a return at anymore. It's just said to be done. It is just never going to come back. It's just really, really going to have to face the consequences and be ashamed to however the feeling to be shamed. So I'm sorry, but this is just how life's going to be, and this is just how it's going to go. So I'm sorry. I'm not wanting to be an evil person. I've been very respectful, and at this point, I might at least try to get myself a cross if I ever wanted to. But I, on the other hand, just want to like keep waiting and keep waiting until I actually get like a cross, to pray and have good life and good luck and for all other stuff. So without further ado, thank you and goodbye. See you later. And I won't be talking through this any longer while I'm going to get this over with. So Anyways, remember the 4 things you guys gotta do before the end of this video is remember, like, comment, subscribe, the bell to be notified, and once you see the reaction video called Road Trip, by the way, then yes, that's what I'm considered reacting to right now. So, anyways, see you next time. Goodbye, peace out, and yeah, so thank you, sign off, goodbye, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Live on the Friday or a Saturday that I might just have a little bit of my time to just kind of reflect and just have a little bit of my temper going down, of my anger stressingly go down a little, and just relax it. Since I just don't want to like go out with many blowouts and just say like, yeah, I am just not that comfortable to go on for this. So, anyways, take it away, my present self. Take it away. Hello, everyone. I am Devin-Foxy, Remastered here again. By the way, I'm Devin-Foxy, Remastered again, and it's time I'm going to do another interesting reaction video, which you might get to see another timestamp that you might probably see anyway. So before this video begins, like any other normal video, I've always probably doing reaction videos at any points anyway. So let me just go ahead and cover a few things and just say that I will be covering a few things. And yes, there'll be like 1 or 2 mentions I might probably say that I would rather like not want to like bring up or like associate to somebody that I probably would rather say is like, yeah, some points of like my friendship or like care exactly for some people is that sometimes I just might want to like move on from some individuals that I will probably consider like understand to probably bring up. So here right now, I'm not going to probably get to the next point of the timestamp until I clearly will get to the next timestamp. So here's what I'm going to say about the first thing, by the way, is that let me just say this, is that before I say anything else, by the way, is that right now I just want to say and just point out the obvious, by the way, and just kind of point out some things I just want to say exactly is that, yeah, YouTube did definitely showed me about like, oh, I have to verify it's me. So, by the way, it took some time, and of course the beacon, by the way, which is called like the beacon thing, exactly that just like is like a Wi-Fi internet connection thing that if I ever go to house, like for an example, if I just like go to my dad's house or near likely go to my grandma's house and just do videos exactly I had no problem. I just have seriously have zero problem that I've actually been neutral exactly by doing content for years. I've been doing on the channel and the platform I've been doing for great times and great years. So that's where I mentioned first on a few mentions on the YouTube short, as I said. by the way, it actually is true, by the way, that, by any chance, it actually remains true to the point where I said it's actually true. With, like, when I actually say, like, the beacon thing, by the way, didn't have a problem until this year right now, 2025. And by the way, yes, things are going to get better once I probably move to Nevada, which I probably certainly will. So, yeah, I think I pretty much would rather be safe. Besides surviving with, like, I don't know, like, dementia crazy people I don't want to, like, deal with exactly in my lifetime, which, trust me, there probably might still be less or maybe a few, which, like I said, I don't want to probably bring up on the board exactly and just explain it. So, by the way, I'll still, like, visit at some point, like a couple different days. I might, like, visit at some point, which I probably still say, in fact, I probably want to say permanently that I probably will. Just want to say that, until I just want to be safe, I just want to, like, get out of, like, from the circus or whatever the hell I'm calling it exactly, which, I just want to just, like, leave and just, like, focus on other things exactly and just focus without, like, going into, like, crazy land, which I just want to avoid exactly, and just, just have peace for myself and just have peace and just relax for a bit and just, never deal with fear exactly, which I just don't want to deal with fear the rest of my life. I just want to, like, move on. I just want to, like, make great things and just do what I want to do for myself as a person that I just want to do before, like, I, like, kick the can exactly or kick the bucket at some point, which is probably the case. So, yeah, that's just what I want to point out here is that sometimes at this point, I just really want to kind of consider, like, doing the fun stuff besides doing with, like, oh, I just have to deal with something that actually might scare me, which I just don't want to deal with, like, associations with BS people that probably aren't going to get me or not understand me too well. Which, by the way, I at least try my best to use my words, which, even though sometimes I might, like, slip out to miss words sometimes, but it's just a disability I've been going through as I lived, for so many years that even if I'm not perfect, then respect me as a person and respect me as an individual and pretty much likely, very much likely understand me that well, even if I'm not perfect, then that's exactly why that I'm explaining about. So, let me just go ahead and just say this question and just say this for a different responded question is that here's what I'm going to catch and here's what I'm going to say the dealio is exactly and just say is this is that yeah, once I actually do probably move, which I probably am still, like, gonna have a hard time a little bit with, like, with the whole, like, verify thing exactly. It's either gonna be a bit difficult that I might have to just, like, make videos on my phone, which it might be a bit true exactly. Don't get me wrong, it might be a bit true if I might do content on my phone, which I might probably scroll in to move to that kind of thing, or probably move to an actual video camera that I might have to hold with my hand the whole time and just do videos there, which at this point it's going to have a little bit more of a different hard thing to do than I might actually be doing. So it's just going to be a little bit of a difficult situation that I might be a little bit difficult on exactly. It just might have a grudge that I just might disabute exactly of the verify, which, trust me, I've gone through the first part of, like, once it was disappeared, it had no problem, it was gone forever. But when it just came back the second time, that's just when I am like, are you for real? How the hell did it came back? So that's just what I want to talk about, and that's all I want to exactly explain here, and just go on to the point and just explain it. So there you go. That's just the only parts I probably explained it on there. So let me just say, like, a few things I could probably point out too exactly and just say is that listen, for those people that are probably going to, like, understand me or not understand me is listen. I'd rather want peace for myself. That's all I'm asking. I'd rather not want have, like, violence or pretty much vengeance to probably bother me at some point that I just don't want to get into some, like, endless bullshit that actually has nothing to do with me. Like, it probably remains false the whole time that whenever I say something false, it actually is going to be false. So it's not going to be the backwards way around, it's just going to be false. just because I'm a person that has a bit of like some, a bit of understanding and a bit of like decency doesn't mean I'm not like a complete asshole. Just because I'm just being a person who I am doesn't mean I have to be the one just saying it's like, oh, it's gonna have to be everything that involves around me by saying it's like, oh, let's bring out Torture Devin-Foxy Day. Well, it isn't that funny. And don't give me the wrong idea and don't even think about using that idea because that idea is bullshit, which it actually is bullshit to begin with. So yeah, and also for those who have like Devin-Foxy syndrome, by the way, or pretty much in some cases, by the way, if some people have like a syndrome that is like obsessed with me, then again, either unsubscribe or leave and unfriend me. Because at this point, I don't want like to deal with bullshit if people have like, I don't know, some weird fantasies that go on in pretty much weird bullshit ways that actually just like make me uncomfortable, which by the way, I'm not targeting. I'm just saying that I want people to understand a little bit about me. Just understand it's just that I might be okay with some people that are a little bit more understanding and a little bit more independently understanding me. Whatever just like comes from a different side to understand me better. Then that's exactly why I will gain a few respect to some people. But it's just when some people bullshit me at some points, but that is not like true. You do exactly know that it's not cool to like say, oh, I have to bring up something fake or something to lie. That isn't cool, and that it doesn't make you cool. It makes you a complete asshole, and it makes you a complete not nutcase. So yeah, that's just what I want to say. Just because I'm being true and being basic doesn't mean I grow up with a way of me saying words at some point that I might or won't miss a few. I'm just saying I'm just wanting to like extend my time exactly and extend what I have to like breathe in and just breathe out and just kind of go on with it and just go on to explain it anyways and just literally just go on talking about it. So yeah, um pretty much. And at this point, what I want to briefly say is, by the way, is that once I do have a choice, by the way, just to finally not like move my laptop to place, then it's going to get a little bit easier in the easy life, which it might probably be a bit easier to do. And also, by the way, I might have a difficult and hard decision of what I'm gonna do basically on with my laptop because I just want to be the one checking on like likes versus dislikes scenario, which is going to be a little bit more challenging for me to do. Which it kind of actually is a bit important for me exactly just because it's just a little bit important doesn't mean I might have to just like say is like what's going to be my actual choice I'm going to do is with making videos on my phone or just like doing like a handheld video camera, which I might just have a different retrospect what I might probably be saying at least. So yeah. And for those I want to be mentioning right now in the next timestamp at 11 minutes of the next timestamp, I'll also explain that sorry I might be making this as a long video, but I have no choice, which I just might have to make a video explaining about like three or two or four things I might have to explain anyway that I might explain for four things I'll just say is at least the problem with like at least the problem's already gone a little bit by saying it's like the verified disappeared, which means I get to like make videos for the day while I'm still here, exactly like still making content, and then I might have to do the same cycle most likely all over and over, even if I'm still saving up videos, which by the way, I'm probably am trying to be aware not to heat the laptop and stuff, which I'm just trying to be very, very much likely aware to be that careful. So pretty much. And there's a reason why I just want to save some video projects along the way while actually making content on YouTube. That's all I'm doing, and that's all I've ever been doing on YouTube. Exactly. It's just make people feel entertained and make people feel happy and make them feel joyed exactly and laugh. Like, if some people think my opinions were a bit better at some points and some facts were true, then yeah, there's gonna be a time where it's just like a good side of me, and then there's like a few reasons that people should stay away from my bad side. If I have like something that like annoyed me or pissed me off or got me a bit angry, then it's exactly why I want people to like stay away. Just don't say anything negative, or there might be something coming bite back somebody in the butt. Exactly, just like for example, bite someone in the ass that a little differently. So just don't expect me if I ever get more angry than it is. But I do have a meter of 1 to scale to 10. So just remember, don't get me angry, or there might be trouble and consequences, which I don't want to be the one going on to talk about much of that forever, exactly, because it's going to be a pointless and it's going to be endless discussions that is just going to be like annoying, annoying, and annoying and annoying. So yeah, and also I still probably would rather want to be more of an entertainer, exactly, just to entertain people, like voice impressions and other shit and other stuff I've been doing. So exactly. Now, I'm going to be mentioning the second part, as I will say. About that, I will probably say the full extent and the full reason why I dislike Blue Team and definitely hate Blue Team. So, again, if people don't like the word where I hate the Blue Team, then too bad. I actually do hate the Blue Team, and I don't give a flying fuck if I ever say that. Which I know people might have a different opinion by liking blue or not liking blue, but again, it's either your choice, it's either leave and not like do something negatively or just watch a different video of mine that doesn't have the word in it, which it might be a little bit repeated at some points, but just don't expect something that might be a little bit less different to be right now. So the reason why I hate Blue Team that much is because I just don't give a shit about the Blue Team. Like, I just don't care about the Blue Team. I just think the Blue Team are just bad, exactly. And, I just prefer Red Team better over than Blue. So, yeah. And remember, it doesn't make me a hateful person. I've always been on different points, exactly on different view of what I actually say. That there might be a few good red members of red mercenaries out there, and there might be a few bad red mercenaries at some points. I might dislike in some points of like saying is like what the hell are you doing? Like what are you doing exactly? Like if someone actually just like one of the red mercenaries just kind of bully another red mercenary, then it's exactly why I will get to call that mercenary out exactly, and just say is like, you know what? How about this? You and me right now at the front of the table and start exactly explaining right now. So that's just how I probably say that. And then, for example, there might be a few good blues or a few not so much good blues, which, by the way, I'm still 100% don't like blue team. But if there's like one blue mercenary that agrees with some points of mine, that could be agreed, then that's just when I might like that better. But unfortunately, there comes to a time when I might just say, is like, you know what? I don't care. I just don't give a shit. I don't want to be involved with nothing else, and just, just the world is just better off without me just going like completely just going off like a freaking monkey, which, yeah, that's just basically the point of it. So there you go. And pretty much. And also, I just don't care about blue team 100%. And also, if anyone else by saying is like, haha, you're on the blue team, and I'll say is like, you know what? I'm just gonna like just disconnect and freaking leave, because at this point I just don't want to be laughed on or just get toxic at some points, even if it is considered like being off camera or probably just like off recording stuff, which I just don't want to be like the time wasting stuff, which I just don't properly just do, and sometimes when I just want to be alone. So yeah, that's just all I want to say. And it might pain for me to say this, by the way, that yes, I probably am going to be officially saying this at 100%, that I might pretty much bring in the big, 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 big eagle, and a big eagle that I'm going to say, for something that I'll explain right now and further right now. So there is going to be a few things I might just say is I'll rather cut ties with people and just like let people leave me alone, exactly, because I don't want to deal with people in the past that I just don't want to deal with, because at this point, like whenever people just like decide to like say is like, hey, let's go ahead and continue to pretty much just piss this guy off for a little bit. And also the answer to me, by the way, it really isn't that funny. It actually isn't going to get anybody else nowhere. It's just going to piss me off even more and more. It will call someone else being a toxic person, because it actually is true to be that toxic. Because I mean, if someone actually is very hateful against me, trust me, I don't want to be the only person to be out here, exactly, because trust me, I've called out shit before many times in a row, as I call shit out for some reasons that I just don't like. Even if I agree on some things or disagree on things, then you have to respect me with proper respect, and definitely respect my opinion and respect what I respect. So that's just what I'm talking about here. So for those, I just want to say that I don't care if I say names. I don't care. Like, it doesn't really pretty much likely affect me or any other way, because it just doesn't really bother me, because I just kind of ignore people and just block them and just move away and move on and just do other shit that I've always been recently doing. So yeah, as I definitely got a comment, by the way, I just want to point out for this talk a little bit that I've actually been pointing out, that I just want to say is that, okay, so the person did actually comment my video, by the way, that, I don't blame the person. Like, I think the person needs to kind of understand a little bit is just like how likes versus dislikes go. Is okay. So if one person just like dislikes the video, that's just being a little rude, exactly, even if the person just doesn't like the video. Then again, you just have to like the video, if basically by any means necessarily that you just have to like, just like the video and then start commenting something positive, very positive. Which, by the way, I just want to say to the person to be like fully understand, by the way, that, I just want to say is like, if I get like annoyed many times, then this might be a reason why I might start blocking a person that actually might keep annoying me for like many things. That's just going to be a little bit less unknown, which I just don't like to be the one going on out for this. So yeah. And sorry for making a long video if I have to, because at this point I just want to have this shit done with and this conversation over. Because I mean, at this point I just want to move on. I just want to enjoy life. I just really, 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 really just want to enjoy my life before I like kick the can or kick the bucket, exactly before I like, just fade, exactly, and just fade from existence, from like, if I ever die from old age, which I'm not to that point yet. But like I said, there is going to be a time where it's just going to say is like, you either just respect my peace and respect my day, or you can just either walk away and just not get any debates and just walk freely and just enjoy life before anything else goes on. So what I'm going to say, by the way, that it doesn't really matter for exactly if I actually will give like, if some people just discontinue that, like my rules of listening, of exactly, then this might be a reason why I might start ignoring some hateful people that I just would rather ignore. At some points I just ignore and won't give a shit about, which, trust me, I just for one don't give a shit and just says like, bro, I've just moved on, leave me alone and start respecting my life and my business. Please just let me be. Okay? It shouldn't be this hard to actually think like an actual intelligent person, besides like hitting something with a coconut, like smash like from an ape from a tree. So please, again, understand me, or this might be the only thing I'm ever going to start saying right now. So right now, by the way, I want to say this about Blue Sniper Productions, that, okay, so I don't usually call out people, by the way, which I don't actually just want to like physically just get into like an association, but just remember, I don't want a person to start responding by saying like, oh, did you like want to declare a war on me, buddy? I just say like, no, we are not going to be in a war. We're just going to pretty much say is that, you know what, I decided and I had my decision, and I just want to be at a good decision right now, and just say I might like want to cut some ties with people, and just say is like, you know what, I want to be left alone. I want to respect my life. I want to have peace, and I just want to just make videos and make content for my years of my life before even if I might retire at some point. Which it's actually important and serious that, I might actually say that at least I do care about some people that are actually nicer than other bad people, as I actually fought. So please, again, understand, respect my decision, or just temporarily get the middle finger and leave. So I'm not like wanting to piss people off. I'm just wanting to say is like, they're either gonna have a choice to either accept, or again, there might be consequences. So, like I said, I do again want people to kind of like respect my tone and respect my reason of why I might say that I just want to have peace for myself and just be alone, enjoy my life, and that's it. And then even if I'll still continue making videos, then hell, I'll still continue making more good stuff. Like reactions, everything else, and just do like most of good and just have interesting, more good. Very good stuff. So what I want to say, by the way, to Blue Sniper Productions is that, yeah, at least I think I did talk to the guy on some occasions, at least at some point on like StreamYard and stuff, which, by the way, I just probably want to avoid like the Thanksgiving stream, by the way, which it did kind of lead into a little bit of an argument at a timestamp where I just kind of don't want to brief and mention anyway that I just probably was on neutral. I was neutral on neither both sides I was on, which by the way I probably say again to those who probably don't want to listen is that, dude, respect my choice, okay? Respect my choice and respect to be nice, or remember that there isn't going to be anything that's going to actually be a good thing. So please, again, just understand me that, okay? And by the way, I am just no longer going to like be, just be associated with Blue Sniper Productions. Like, I think he's kind of an okay person that I can say a little bit okay. But there is going to be a problem where sometimes he just like not understand what I'm just talking about and just like not understand me a little carefully. So this isn't like a hate thing. I just want to not say anything to say on to nights to Blue Sniper Productions, like, even though that he does like Blue Team, but it still doesn't care the fact that I still don't care about Blue Team nevertheless. And also, fact, by the way, here's what I want to also say, that at least Red Snipers are actually a bit better and decently better than Blue Snipers. Which, by the way, I don't probably go on to assume to hate snipers or anything. I just kind of say that red snipers are a bit better of my taste of thing, just to kind of think that's better for me, just to like that better. But I just like good actual Team Fortress 2 Red Team sniper mercenaries that I like better. But when there comes to a time that there might be like a bad sniper that might be like very considering not good sniper exactly, that might probably be on red. So yeah, like I just said on a few timestamps ago, I said, by the way, is if there's going to be a problem that there might probably be hate on another red team, then that's exactly what I say is like, okay, you know what, buddy? How about you just go and how about you just leave? So yeah, pretty much. And also, by the way, I just want to say to the point, by the way, is that me and Blue Sniper Productions are officially going to be cutting ties, by the way, that we're not just going to like talk with each other for that long or just not like have like any discussions, by the way, that I just probably want to move on from the guy exactly, which I mean, he's kind of an okay person, not going to lie, but I think he just needs to do a little bit better content on Gmod a little bit, which I think he does okay with the Gmod, but it's sometimes when like things trigger me, by the way, it's just not cool, okay? It really isn't cool. It really isn't that respectful to me. I mean, I just get offended or just like get something that like annoys the hell and living shit out of me sometimes. Like, trust me. For example, like, I don't want to say like the point of like the N word, by the way, that I just don't like the word sometimes. I think the ninja word is okay, but when it comes to like the other word, I'm just not that okay, which I mean, yeah, I'm not saying about anything that goes on with race, which trust me, I don't want to go with anything that goes with race, which it has nothing to do with any of that either. It just has nothing to do with it. But it just really gives me a little bit of a hard time for that reason, just to kind of like let me have that thing that just goes on like, you know what, I'm just going to let it fly. But to this point, I might never let it fly, so sorry. It's just that I just want to like, cut ties with the person and just say like, all right, I just want to move on. I'm sorry if neither of it want to work out, by the way, but at this point, I still kind of like the red team at my own best. I prefer better. But the blue snipers, by the way, I just don't really get along with most blue members. If some of them, like I said, I just don't agree. But there might be a few good blue members that might actually get my opinion to be good for a little bit and just say like, all right, you know what? I might actually respect the person's opinion. But for right now, I'm sorry. I just want to cut ties and just move on with my life. Now, I know I'm going to say that I'm going to apologize for some point again that I might explain into a reaction video and just say like, I'm going to say it's like, I'm sorry if I have to make a long video, but it's just that I just really want to get this out of my way and just have this gone forever and just like say like, you know what, I just want to enjoy my life. I just want to like, just have peaceful things to my life and just have something peaceful that isn't backwards. I just want to wait, relax. I just want to like, entertain myself a little bit and just listen to music and just calm my nerves off. That's it. So, yeah, let me just go ahead and explain with Mike 48. So, here's number 4 that I'm going to probably explain. Okay, so again, I usually don't talk about some people that I at least try to like make a little difference of saying is like you may have some good chances to talk with me. Like, if there's like a good thing that there's always something good to talk about, then hey, we're gonna have a talk about something nice and very respectful. But when there's something very wrong and very demonly wrong, that's just when I'm gonna say is like, wait a second, hold on a minute. That's when I start realizing and I start like, okay, this, by the way, this can't really stand any longer, and I can't really stand this in my stomach. That I just really am very uncomfortable just to understand this. But here's what I'm going to say is that to people who don't understand about Mike 48, by the way, is that he's kind of an okay, less of okay of a person, just to say exactly at the least. But the problem with itself, by the way, with Mike 48 is that I don't know if he just ever has like so-called of a Devin-Foxy syndrome, because I mean he kind of like physically just refuses not to use like an actual voice, like a human voice that starts talking, not using an AI. Like, seriously, like, why even use an AI? That's not like revealing your voice. That's just like using an AI to like back up someone's claim or back up somebody's BS. Which I'm not saying this badly. I'm just saying is like you gotta like use an actual voice to start actually reasoning with me. But if it just doesn't go, then I'm sorry. As I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm done. Like, I'm actually seriously, I'm done. So, pretty much. So, yeah, pretty much as I just said anyway. So, alright. Here's what I'm going to say, by the way, that, yeah, I'm still going to talk about Mike 48, but just remember, by the way, here's a reason why I might say this, lightly and just say this understandably is that I think what it might be for best for everyone and for best of everyone else for like, like do me a favor exactly and just say is this question a little bit out loud and just say, by the way, is that look, again, I don't get in fights with people, but there is gonna be a time where it's just like, okay, man, you gotta seriously back off. You gotta like back off because at this point, I am just not gonna like end up like being some kind of nut crazy person, conspiracy guy, just going on by saying like, oh, what's his damage? But for me, I don't have a damage. I'm just saying is where I'm like point out and say what's true and what's got to be true is by the way is that listen, I don't try to hate Mike 48 as ever I can, but there is going to be a time that this is just going to be a little bit sus and a little bit just off. That I'm just saying is like, dude, you got to really see some therapy, dude. You got to like really hang out and see some therapy for yourself and just kind of understand where you might have to like use your words carefully and just use your words a little bit smarter and just say like, you know what? I think maybe this is really not what I really want to do in life. It's just like disturb some YouTuber that wants to be successful. Like, you know what? Maybe I might just go hang out and just like watch some other YouTube videos that might be a little bit inspiring for me. Which I mean, I know he might or won't do that, but I'm just saying is that there is going to be coming to be a time where I want people to stop using Devin-Foxy syndromes that is going to be a little bit more equally annoying, if people want to take the advice or not. But there's going to be a time where I'm saying is like, are you going to be okay, buddy? Like, are you okay, man? Like, are you actually that okay? Like, tell me if you're 100% okay. Like, there is going to be a time where people need to start like understanding a bit more carefully and a little bit of my personality and just understand how much likely that I'm trying to be a responsible adult in my livelihood, that I just want to be respected and just be very full likely respected and truly royal and I have a good heart of reason, not just to pretty much go on and say like, oh, there's like some BS things I just don't want to discuss, which I don't want to like rebring things that might haunt me forever in my sleep. So just please understand me, okay? I really don't want to be the one asking the same BS shit forever. So yeah, at this point, I did say something where I want to move on from Mike 48 because at this point, when I did catch him, by the way, on a stream, that I actually caught him, by the way, saying the word by saying is like, "I love you, Devin." I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, okay, that is not actually okay. That is not okay. Like, you don't get to say that. That's a gay bullshit ass retarded thing. Which, sorry if I say the R slur anyway, but I'm just saying it's actually true. It's like, Stu, stop doing that. Like, dude, are you okay? Like, are you needing some freaking therapy help? Like, okay, I actually want to say to people that are actually my fans of Devin-Foxy fans who are truly loyal and respect me as a person and say is this. Okay, so when people say I love you, by the way, I don't want like people to think the wrong way and just not turn the other way on the cheek on the people to understand this question is that okay. So when you say I love you, by the way, it's gonna kind of sound a little gay, by the way, because it's kind of gonna sound a little gay, by saying it's like, I love you. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Like, there's two options that people need to say, by the way, directly without sounding a bit gay. Is either say is this. Okay, so say this question is by saying is like, I love you as a fan. Like, you can actually literally say that than the other way around by saying it's like, I love you, Devin. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what the actual fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, can people just please just explain and just say the word by saying like, I love you as a fan, I like you as a fan, I appreciate you as a fan, and I actually think that you're an amazing fan that makes content most of the time that you do. Like, why can't you just say that? Like, dude, I was actually going to say the F word on stream. I was going to literally say it, but I unfortunately didn't want to say it because I just might have to be aware on some different words. I might have to just be careful on since I don't want to be like slapped on the face on for something I didn't do exactly. Just because I said something true doesn't mean I'm not lying. So yeah, it's just kind of annoying, by the way. It really actually is entertaining. It really is annoying. But here's a thing I want to say is like, imagine when somebody's girlfriend is like next to me or like next to somebody that is like an unknown identity. Like, I'm not saying the person's name. I'm just like describing and explaining to exactly say that by saying it's like when someone says I love you, like, she's gonna be freaking mad and pissed on me. Like, she's gonna either A, slap me in the face, or just either punch me in the freaking chin. Like, dude, you gotta say the word by saying, it's like, I love you as a fan. Holy fuck. Like, holy fuck. Like, can anybody please just have like a sensitivity exactly that's like having like understanding decency of having like a smart brain for once, but actually understanding like what's actually understanding to be real or not real. Like, by the way, this is exactly why I don't associate with people who are actually crazed, evil people who are like literally wanting to be like the ones by saying like, oh, you're going to be the person who's next, which I don't want to be the one being involved. So I'm just here to enjoy my life. I just want to enjoy my life and amazing things in the future and just enjoy life and good things to do. Like, hell, I might even have a family, which, by the way, I might even have one. So don't expect me if I just get one or don't have one, but just understand this, is that when something's sus, which I don't like using the word, but I might have to kick my own ass for that anyway, but listen, when something sus really is going on and weird, I just don't want to hear that word. I just really don't want to hear the word by saying it's like, I love you, Devin. Like, that is going to be so gay in the next so minutes that it's just going to be literally freaking gay for so stupid. So please, do me a favor and please just drop the act, okay? It's just not going to really like pinch me or anything because trust me, I've been through shit that's going to not even bug me anyway. Like, seriously, I am an actual human being that has responsibilities and has mature things to do in life and have mature life to do and pretty much. So please again do me a favor and just say I love you as a fan, but just say is like, I love you, Devin-Foxy, as a fan. So just say that, please. Just don't make things sound so freaking weird. And trust me, I don't want to be the next person saying it, but yeah, don't expect anything else that might actually be a little bit more correct as I'm saying it. So, by the way, there is going to be a reason why I probably say that I want to, like, kind of stay away and just have, like, cut ties with Mike 48. Like, I know it's gonna be him the whole time, whenever it's gonna be like him changing like old accounts or anything, but just remember this is that when you respect my trust, you have to gain my loyalty and earn it. But whenever you just like refuse and no not listen and not have incoherent and current hearing exactly, or incompetent listening or learning. It's just that in life, it's just gonna like have a bad curse, and it's just gonna be called karma and instant karma for life. So please, Mike, I do care that you're a good person in your only self, but when it's just time that you gotta stop, you just need to stop because it's just not gonna work out with me and you. By the way, just being like buds exactly, or being best friends and all. But please listen to me. Is that even if you don't want to, then leave the channel. But if you want to listen, then stay anyways. So, what I'm going to say, by the way, is I think what's better, by the way, is I kind of deserve, actually, I just want to say that I actually want to say this, is that I want to move on. I just want to, like just move on and just do things I want to do in life before I die, exactly, like, if I ever reach to old age, exactly like being an old man, exactly at this point, which I'm not going to be one right now, but that's just going to be a little bit more ways in the future or whatever. But just understand this, by the way, is I just want to explore the world, and I just want to, like, just be in safe areas where I just want to be protected, and I just don't want to be like, oh, get like knocked down in the freaking streets or anything, or just like not have like a different opinion for whatsoever that isn't true or not so much to be. But just say this, by the way, is that once you don't listen, you're gonna actually become the bad person, and you're gonna just like literally sleeping in it, and exactly is like what you reap, what you sow exactly in yourself. So please, again, do me a favor, Mike 48, and stop communicating with me, and stop talking with me, or stop commenting me on every video that I make. So please go ahead and entertain yourself on different videos if you really want to, like, just be inspired by somebody else that I think you deserve to be inspired by somebody else than me. So please, I'm just wanting to take like the truth, by the way, just to push the truth in a little bit, and just say is this by the golden sword through my chest, by the way, and just say is that I think somebody would rather be more inspired than I am. So please, for my sake and only, and my sake for only for everything, is please just just understand, okay? Just please move on. I don't want to get in bullshit with anyone that is Mike 48. I don't want to be considered to be associated with the guy again, because I mean, at this point, it's going to keep fucking me up. It's going to keep fucking me up the whole damn time. Where it's just not going to keep working out. It's just going to be bad. It's just going to be bad excuses. And I don't want to hear people by saying, like, oh, you got to talk with him again. You got to talk with him on Steam or something. The answer is FUCKYOU. I do not care. Okay? I do not actually care. Like, I give people chances more than I can give chances for anything, that I'll actually give them easier things to be given more chances. But when you break trust like mine, this is when I might not like respect the person anymore. This is just where I might leave and actually cut ties anyway and move on my life. Because trust me, I'm gonna live a better life, a better future for myself, and actually start like being somebody and being someone for one day in life, which actually is a true statement, by the way, where it's just gonna be like, there's going to be a time and a point where this is just going to, like, it needs to stop. Like, it really needs to be stopped, because I don't want to be the guy actually start going on for, like, years over years by starting going on with anything else that I just spike, okay? So please, move on. And I say this again, like, anyways, like, I don't want to bring up old relevant conversations that are not that important to me. So please, I've been truthful for the whole time. I know what real versus fake is, by the way. I don't give a shit, by the way. Like, again, for example, about my profile, by the way. My profile, by the way, is real, you know, very real. Like, for example, if I like change the hair exactly and shirt, by the way, which I still do, by the way, I actually put that up on my YouTube profile that I just put up most likely. But just understand this is like when you copy something from me, by the way, that is impersonating. That is impersonating a person who is making a better difference in life and making good choices, which even if some choices of mine are most likely gonna be sometimes good, which I might still like come back from a different good side of point in my life, but still, respect my life, okay? Even if I have to be the one not suffering my life for years, like years or less years yet to come. So please don't expect anything that I might say that might regret the person. Exactly, that's just not going to look too good for the other person, by the way. So, yeah, pretty much. And that's all I want to say. But for example, of like dark version of like what it kind of looks like, which I'm not gonna bring up, by the way. I just kind of like saw what the fake actually looks like, which I'm not gonna be the one explaining again on the next hours or so. But here's what I'm gonna say: when you see something real, it means you see something real. But when you see something fake, it is not true. It's actually false premise. It's false. It's bullshit. It's false, and it's not that true, which still remains false. Even if I have to be the one having to bring truth in, then hey, this is how I actually operate. That's just how I talk. So if you don't like what I'm saying, then get off my channel and don't subscribe to me, or even hell, do not even think about friending me. Because if you do ever go on and not listen, there's going to be actual consequences where I'm going to bring up a Benson reference by saying, it's like, how long are you going to not understand to learn consequences? Like, this is exactly what I'm going to sound like Benson in the next minute or so if nobody just wants to take my word for it. But remember, if anybody tries to ignore the living shit out of me, exactly, just to not like understand, not to be chill exactly or calm down, that is when you get on my bad side, and that is when I'll say is like, okay, you leave me alone, you get off and leave. And this will not even go on further. So please, it's not gonna do anybody good. So please again, leave, or consequences is gonna literally have a karma that's gonna be bigger than anything in the world. So yeah, thank you. So that's just kind of it of the conversation, and I'm sorry I might have to like make a long ass video for this conversation just to like make something happen and just say that I want to get off my chest and may have to like cut ties with some people off. So I'm sorry if I might have to go on for this, but this I can't really go on. I really can't go on for any of this, but whenever like again, I don't want to talk with old people that, for an example, like relevant people I just don't want to discuss exactly because I want to be like leaving most of this away and just leave this as forgotten and still just like be a person who actually has a true heart and a good heart at all, by the way. That I just want to be that kind of person and just forget anything that ever happened with me. That I just wanted to say is like, it either stays in the past and stays to be in the past, not bring up in anywhere in the present or near future. So again, please respect that opinion or leave forever, okay? So anyway, this is how I'm going to probably say, for an example, right now. So, thank you. And without further ado, I want to say is thank you guys for kind of understanding the way for about the beacon that is like that literally kind of pissed me off anyway. So I don't want to hear any toxic people in the comments or literally hate comments for that matter or hear negativity, because if there's going to be like anything like that, then there's going to be an example where it's going to get blocked and actually will be removed the comment, because I have a right to do that. If it goes too far, that's when I will say is like, okay, buddy, what is your problem? What do you don't like about it? That's exactly when it's got to stop. Because I'm just a person who's a good person that I rather side on the middle. I'd rather side on the middle, like voice acting, for example. Like I've explained that for so many shit times. I've explained it. So if anyone's like not new about that, then please just acknowledge it and understand for what I truly probably am as a good person in my heart, exactly as I say it. So yeah, thank you. So, anyways, without further ado, I hope you guys understand this point of the video. Because I mean, at this point, I just want to be like left alone, where people need to don't like poke me like a bear exactly. Because if you ever wake me up, that's when something horrible is going to happen to the person and start actually being shitless and scared. Exactly when the person needs to stop, and the person needs to think twice or carefully for what they're going to do. Okay, so remember, just give me peace, okay? I'm not some kind of like a special person that actually just like gets praised just because I never reached like a million subscribers. Because if I ever did that, that's going to be something very impressively nice. But just remember, I am not on that kind of level, okay? Like I know I'm like may still be popular on YouTube. Just understand that it's still true. But when it comes to subscribers, that is when I'm talking about right now. Is if I ever do reach like loads of ton of subscribers, that's when I can get praised nicely. Thank you. Not the other way around to confuse people. So thank you for understanding. And even if this is kind of a little bit of a short speech or maybe even a longer speech, I'm just probably explaining through this timestamp, is I'm sorry if I have to make this a long video because I just kind of had enough, by the way. I just had enough. The fact that I just had enough with bullshit for one day, that I just had enough, okay? I just want to say is get off my YouTube channels and my separate channels right now, or there's going to be actual consequences if no one wants to listen. For example, if like I said again, if someone like poked me exactly like if someone like pokes the bear exactly, that just gets me angry. That is when you're going to like expect something not good coming to anyone. So please do me a favor and do something else with someone's life. Exactly, that's just somebody else's, not mine. So that physically, I just want to be left alone and just hang out with people that I just want to like hang out with a little bit, and then just decide to be like left alone for right now. If I say I want to be left alone, then respect my offer and my choice of my life choices of what I'm doing. So there you go. And without that being said, I will actually begin the video and just start reacting to the video. So thank you guys for understanding, for supporting me on my life and my years, of how I've been a YouTuber for years and years have come exactly. I really appreciate, very much likely, full again appreciate it. And I just want to say this really is my first rodeo for ever expecting this to probably go on exactly, and just say it's like, yeah, I just really want people to just kind of do something else with their life. Just not to keep like bugging me, but just do something else with their life. Because I mean, it kind of is a waste of air. It's kind of a waste of time for me exactly to go on and say shit exactly for however. So please respect the choice, or you're gonna probably just not want to come back. So please do me for those favors and understand that for me for clearly and understanding that I'm not here to fight, I'm not here to battle, I'm not here to argue. I'm just here to say is that this is just a time where I am gonna put my foot down and says I want to cut ties. I want to leave the people that I just want to leave. Even if it never worked out with friendships, that's exactly why I want to leave and just never want to hear the words like anyone else's mouth ever again. For like, if anyone just brings up the words I don't want to hear about, then please, just please, for God's sakes, leave it in the past and leave it alone. That's what I want to say, okay? Because I've been through shit. How long I've been through most of this. So yeah, please respect my choice as a human being. So even if I said this like different times as I said it, for like many plus numbers I said it. So there you go. Anyways, without further ado, let's get on to this reaction video before I start like blowing out of steam exactly out of my ears in the next minute or so of the timestamp. So without further ado, it is time we get on with the reaction video and get this over with. And remember, this is 100% official that I'm cutting ties with Blue Sniper Productions. and Mike 48, by the way, that I'm cutting ties with two individuals that I just want to like cut ties and leave exactly for good. I just want to leave like the people who just don't like understand me and just have a different reason just to probably be very thankful and be very nice. Which I mean, at least I think Blue Sniper Productions was kind of an okay person as I just say it, but there was a time where I might just disagree with a person and just say like, okay, um, I on the other hand am gonna cut ties with the person, which it's not serious. It really isn't this serious, but it really isn't that serious. So there you go. And as in for Mike 48, that this might even be a different way of surrounding a way where I'm just gonna say is like, yeah, this guy continued to keep on like annoying me or pretty much likely annoyed me and just like kind of gave me the wrong inspiration of how I kind of felt to myself, where I said was like, this conversation is weird as AF and it's just effing weird. Like, I'm not saying anything bad to that reason, but I'm just saying is like, when someone says I love you, which I know I might say it again, so F me anyway. So, what I'm saying is like, if someone actually says I love you, Devin, it's just kind of sounds a little gay. I kind of would rather say from like a girl who says like a girl says that like she'll say like that she would love me exactly by saying that she loves me exactly. Just for an example, like still gonna bring out the picture and just says like the unknown exactly by saying is like I love you, Devin. Like it's a little bit better when a girl says it, by the way, but when someone else says like I love you, Devin, I'm like, okay, this kind of seems a little gay, don't you think? It kind of seems a little gay to me. So this example I said is like, you either love me as a fan, you appreciate me as a fan, you respect me as I live to respect my life and decision choices, or you either just leave and just not have anything to go on with against me for. So please just make that as a choice. And if don't make the choice, that is when I'll make that choice for that person and just say is that I'm going to say like any other usual smart individual people say is that I'm just going to take the word denied and just says like, okay, I'm blocking the person and get to leave and never come back at all, for example. So thank you for understanding me, and without further ado, it's time I get going and it's time I do a reaction video anyways. So without further ado, let's get on with this reaction video to calm my nerves off and give me a bit of a break while I add the text box exactly on the screen. And just for pretty much, yeah. So without further ado, let's get on with this reaction video. Let's just get this through tonight so I don't have to be very crabby in the morning. So yeah, please just don't send hate exactly. Just don't send hate to me, by the way. Just kind of walk away and never speak of any of this again. Or for how example, for whatever again exactly. So thank you. And also I might agree with the two same people that actually were trying to be nice and respectful, but there is going to be an individual out there that might actually have like a Devin-Foxy syndrome problem that I despite very much lightly. Whoever is obsessed, then please do me a favor, and it doesn't actually look good for you, and yeah, it is never meant for you, and it's actually what most other people say is like, yeah, okay, this, by the way, is actually not going to work out and not going to actually have a good thing, by the way. So I'm just speaking the truth, nothing but the truth. So there you go. Even if I might use that logic, then yes, I'm actually still going to use that logic if I actually don't forget the logic. So there you go. Anyways, I'm going to calm down for a few minutes and then get on with the reaction video and may add the I may add the text box while I might do that for like a few hours before the video actually goes back to being like a reaction video on the timestamp. So there you go. And I might still probably explain like any other reaction video I might say like every usual I say. So without further ado, and yes, by the way, I'll actually will definitely reply to the person's comment, by the way, and say is that I might just think about it a little bit and think a little more carefully. So, without further ado, thank you for understanding. Thank you very much for understanding me. And yeah, I'm sorry again. I apologize for some people that I know this is just a longer video. So yeah, by the meantime, in a different time of another timestamp, that there won't be a longer video than usual. So you might expect what's going to happen anyway. Might have to expect the unexpected differences. So there you go. Yeah. So without further ado, see you later. And it's time I add the timestamp. And thank you guys for watching this video. And I just want to get this through out of my chest. And I just want to get this out of my head. And I just want this to just put a stop, put an end to that, and put a very serious, permanent stop. Like whenever it's like gone too far, then this is a word where I'm going to say stop. Because, it's just not going to look too good for the person if it continues more and more again. Because, I mean, there's going to be a time where I'm going to say the word stop. So, without wasting any time or wasting any more minutes on the timestamp, I'm going to just like get on with the reaction video and just get on with the reaction video thing like I always do. So, thank you for watching this. And by the way, I don't give a shit about the blue team, which I still don't care about the blue team. And oh yes, blue snipers are bad. Enemy blue snipers suck ass. Because it's true, and I'm sorry I'll have to say it, but I don't give a flying two shit word fuck. And also, the red snipers of the good mercenary red snipers are based. Very, very respectful snipers of red. I appreciate that better. And also hashtag red snipers have been better of good mercenary snipers. And then hashtag bad red snipers need to leave if they're ever toxic. So anyway, let the reaction video begin and let's get this over with. And sorry if I will have to go on through the talking. So yeah, just give me a second while I calm down for this, and then I'll like come back and do still the reaction video. So, anyways, let's get on with the fucking video and get this over with, since I don't want to be tired after all this. So anyway, enjoy the video. Let's get it over with right now. All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to another brand new video. And before I actually came back, by the way, is that I probably went to the bathroom anyway and start like thinking for a little bit of minutes exactly while taking my time and just relaxing my brain and just calming down for a few minutes and just calming it down. And yeah, I'll say the third time that I know. I'm sorry I had to like make this long video of me explaining that I just want to like get most of this out of the way, which I still say red team forever and blue team suck. Which yeah, I don't really care. Just I don't really care, dude. I really don't. Now, yeah, I just want to say is I hope you guys do enjoy this video. And by the way, this wasn't toward to do hate or anything. This was just a thing I just really want to get on with my life and just like start mentioning like a few things. I just want to point out the obvious in the room because I'm like a grown ass adult that actually just started like explaining like a longer video than I shouldn't have been doing for like a long hour or such. But I'm sorry if I have to do this long, but I promise you that there will be there probably will be lesser, longer videos along the way if I have to, but there's going to become a time where there's going to be like a thing where I might have to, or just kind of just hold on what I got and just have to do what I have to do. And no, by the way, I'm not having it gone exactly of thing. I'm saying where I'm keeping it where it's staying at 100% because I want people to know how much I feel right now. In a very good, understanding way. A good, understanding conversation by me or anybody else in the room to understand how much I feel and for so much what I'm saying. Because, that's all I want to be saying and talking about, which, yeah, I'm just saying, dude, is that I just really want to move on. I just really want to enjoy my life. But if people actually agree with it, then agree with it. But if you don't want to agree with it, then walk somewhere else and don't come back. And until someone learns a lesson. But if not, I'm saying 100% get off and leave. So, There you go. And without that being said here, exactly that I wanted to react to something very interesting. So this video I'm going to react to is called Road Trip. It's just the road trip. That is just called the name of it. So I hope you guys do in fact enjoy this video. Please be sure again to subscribe to the original person, the original creator, and please again support the original person. That way again you guys again won't miss a single video that comes on this channel. So without further ado, let's get on with this reaction and let's get this over with, and let's definitely react to the video starting right now. And by the way, that yes, I said in the very only beginning I said was true, by the way, is that yes, by the way, yes, that it is true that the beacon, by the way, of like, the beacon kind of like triggers like the internet of mine, that like triggers it exactly if I like go like house to house, that yeah, it's gonna be a problem. And it's just the fact that where I might have to start moving somewhere so it just doesn't have a problem again. But there is something that I might struggle and might have a hard decision of thinking right now, that I might have that kind of thing where it's just like I'm gonna like have a hard fact of what I'm gonna choose exactly, either just like how I'm going to be able to see the likes versus dislikes if I ever will check, because there's going to be a time where I might actually have a difficult time with myself for a while. So yeah, anyways, let's just get to this video. Let's just react to this. And by the way, please be sure to subscribe to the original person, the original creator, and support the original video. Like always, please be sure to give this one a like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified. That way you guys again won't miss a single video that comes on this channel. So please again, without that always being said, let's just react to the video. Let's get this over with. And yeah, I promise you guys I'll be a little bit more better and just be a little bit more calm exactly in the beginning, which I was trying at least to be a bit calm, but there's going to be times where I might have a few blowouts exactly and just say what I need to say. And no, I'm not taking the word back. I just said what I am saying, that there's a time where there's going to have to say is like, you either respect me or this is where it's going to lead. Which I don't enforce all the time. Sometimes I just force, a little bit force, but I just don't do full lightly that kind of thing. So without further ado, I always will say this is thank you for understanding and supporting me through the years of my life, exactly what I've been doing on YouTube ever since. Which even though I do come from hard struggles sometimes, which I might have be in a good day or in a little bit of a bad mood sometimes, like if I ever come to that situation, then there might be a time where might have like a good conversation with some people, just to say is like, oh, what happened with you? Well, just let me be alone and just let me think what I'm thinking, and that is when I might respond a little bit more positively better and nicely, which I think people should be very smart about this in the 2025 or near 2026 for that matter. So yeah, anyways, let's just react to this video. Let's get this on with and react to called is Road Trip. So without further ado, let's react to this video, and please again subscribe to the original person, the original creator, and support the original video. That way, again, you guys absolutely will not miss a single video that comes on the channel. So without further ado, let's react to this. Let's get it on with in 3, 2, 1, and start the video.
I am full of sandwich.
Yeah, me too.
What happens now?
I got an idea.
Okay, what is it?
Come on, boys!
Nice. Okay. And oh yeah, I definitely had reacted to this on my backup channel, by the way, which I actually recently did reacted to this on my backup channel, to be honest with some people. That yeah, I definitely did react to this before, but now here I am reacting to this on my first channel. So let's just resume the continue.
Let's go for a ride.
Nice.
Yes!
All right.
All
nice.
right.
Nice, dude. Nice. Okay. PG1. Cool.
Look out!
Hey. Damn, that's pretty big. Cool.
What's this? Soldier! Wait.
Yeah, I never kind of want to do that because that actually is not a good thing when you do that in a road trip. I mean, if it landed a little perfectly in the way the car was actually supposed to do, then absolutely you don't want to do that when you actually land on the sidewards because the car might break down on that reason.
I
And also the hats, by the way, I kind of find that funny, by the way, when I explain it on my backup channel, by the way, by seeing how the hats just got swapped for no reason. Like the engineer is like using the soldier's helmet, and then soldier can actually see while having Heavy's hat. And then of course with engineer's white hat, by the way, like a Texan white hat, by the way, that is just wearing on the Heavy. Impressive. I mean, I love the hat swaps and all, but when it comes to a car crash or something, or maybe just like the car just broke down exactly when it didn't land on properly, then that's just when the car actually just won't work anyway.
admit that was fucking cool.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, I kind of feel bad for the engineer for that. I really feel bad for the guy.
Benji, I am sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably me exactly when I had enough, by the way. That's actually when it's gonna be like me walking out from the distance and just like says like, okay, I'm off without you. I'm leaving. Like, not saying it in a bad way, but that would kind of be like my face would be like if something never went good, exactly what went wrong. So I'm not wanting to judge anybody here for like the longest segment of the video or the longest extent, however, exactly on the timestamp. So yeah, and also you might see another like, for example, you might see another text box, by the way, that might appear anyway for when the timestamp gets onto like a reaction video where you might just see it anyway, and then where you might see where the play actually continues from the beginning. So there you go.
Benji, I am sorry.
Poor guy. Yep, the meme. I actually know about that meme. Yep,
What
Breaking
now?
Bad.
We must be kind.
What's that?
Look, just do this.
Okay.
Alright. Okay then. Let's see how that would work. Oh yeah, I've seen this before. Yep. Yep, the guy continues on running with pizza. I've actually saw that video once already. I saw that video when I reacted to that, so there you go. I've already saw that. Thank you.
All right.
What's up, boys?
Finally! Damn!
Not good.
What the bloody hell happened?
Our car broke.
That's awful.
The face of engineer. Ha! Man, of course he's never seen this before for many decades. It's like he's never saw like big cans of that before, which, at least I think I probably wouldn't be too much like engineer, but sometimes when this comes to me a little bit, I'm like, damn, okay, I'll see what I'm expecting then, okay. Okay. But, at least I don't act like a guy that's just like too much a little bit of a creep, so I'm a little smart than that one.
Yeah. Well, come on in, lads.
Thank you. Engineer. I have no time for your bullshit.
Nice.
Go.
Sniper? Yeah. I want to go in the back. I'm sorry, mate. It's full of Ronnie.
Yeah, it's full of piss in there. I don't think you probably want to do that, soldier. It's actually piss. Exactly.
Engineer! What? Question? What's your question, soldier? Why didn't you just repair the cart?
Well, wait. I don't know.
Are you kidding me? What? Are you serious, engineer? You spent all of that time not repairing a fucking car. Bruh. You would have literally prepared, you literally would have done this in a minute ago if that never happened. Like, what the hell? Engineer! Dude, you literally are an engineer. Like, how could you not know to build something? What the effing hell?
See ya.
Oh
Well,
my
back to the car.
God.
Let's go.
Oh my God. Really?
Yeah.
About time to fix
Let's
the
do
car.
this.
Sweet. Ah!
Yeah, about time. Was a pretty interesting, okay video.
Push that giant button next to the subscribe button.
Alright, interesting video. Not bad. Interesting video, but okay. Very nice video. Like, very okay video indeed. So, there you go. And, yeah, I hope you guys definitely do again enjoy this reaction video. And just remember, by the way, I might probably not be able to make content at this point, which I might probably not be able until I, like, move to another house, by the way. Because, I mean, the situation with me with the verify, you know, if I ever do, like, go house to house, you know, for example, if I, like, go to, like, one to one and another house, by the way, which I know I might not be able to explain it anyway, but what I'm going to say this is that when the verify actually appears again, by the way, there's a point where I might not be able to respond or make content at this point, because I mean, at this point, I might have to just stick with one house anyway and just make content anyway. So there might be an official that might just probably would rather happen. It's just that when something is going to be official at this point, when like I actually get to like, you know, for literally, for example, it's just like move to another house at this point and just says like, yeah, I'm just gonna kind of move to Nevada and just says like, you know, just make it an official and just says like when it's about time and it's when it's gonna be official. So yeah, I mean, when it's gonna be official, I'll probably say I'm like on the green light to go and actually just like continue making content and just doing what I should probably be doing still exactly without being like kind of being distracted or anything, which, you know, I still do have more video plans. Trust me, I still have more exactly in the near future. I still have more like video plans. I'm still currently am making projects more and more by the day and day, which I still am going to continue doing for as long as I can. But just remember this, by the way, I might not be able to respond on most certain parts of the time exactly because it's going to be a little difficult. I mean, I might only respond on my phone to comment exactly whenever I get the time with that chance that I might only respond into that direction. So there you go. So when it starts saying verify if it's me exactly, then that's exactly why I can't make content exactly when I actually have that kind of damage and that problem with it. So there you go. And also, what do I think of this video? This video was a 10 out of 10, which I think this was kind of funny and this was actually pretty good. But, you know, I kind of laughed to the point where Engineer says, like, I don't know. And then Heavy's face actually explains to me a lot when I think that Heavy, by the way, was actually at least polite and actually the best I ever seen this guy continue to do so. When he's actually that respected dude, when that was based. Literally the based big man himself by saying is like, well, you know, at least he just doesn't have that kind of bullshit exactly that he has to do with engineer a soldier at the time, which I think it's kind of okay when I like respect some the characters exactly and some points of saying is like, okay, at least somebody actually did okay for once for a little, then yeah, pretty much. And then okay. And also with the piss, by the way, yeah, soldier, I don't think you should really go in there. I mean, Sniper has a full amounts of piss in the back, which I don't think that's ever going to look any nicer in there. It's just going to smell like pee and piss the whole road of the trip. And yeah, that, by the way, was already funny until something literally just happened. I'm like, bruh, LOL. Absolutely just LOL. And yeah, so by any chance right now, I'll actually just say this, by the way, before I actually will get going, by the way, is if you guys do in fact enjoy this video, then please be sure to give this video a like and comment and subscribe to the bell to be notified. And yeah, so for right now, I'm just gonna make one video today and then just have this over with, and then save myself a little bit of the opportunity, a little bit, and just give myself the time exactly, and just say this exactly, and just give myself a bit of the time. It just says like the month, by the way, that I might get to make videos a little bit is when I might start doing that a little bit around like I don't know, a little bit like Friday or Saturday would might probably help me a little bit just to kind of like give me a little bit of like a relax a little bit and just just calm my nerves a little bit and just relax a little for a few minutes or so. Which, by the way, I actually just want this over with the video. And the reaction video wasn't the problem. I mean, the only thing with the problem I actually say in the beginning exactly was that I actually just want to make a little bit of an official thing just to talk about is that where I might not be able to make content at this point, whatever, it just still talks about the verify, like the beacon might trigger the internet, that might trigger like my laptop, for example, when like YouTube just verifies me exactly, which yes, it actually will probably be a bit true that it might be annoying. For example, if it kind of repeats it again and again, that's when I say is like, nope, I'm sorry, I can't make videos until I actually just like, just see if it does really not trigger the beacon or anything. It won't trigger the beacon anyway, so there you go. And yeah, and there was like three things I also want to be pointing out too. Exactly that. Yes, this will also be an official thing too. By the way, is that I despite the blue team in much matter of possibility, the most impossible I've ever said in this entire time. Which, by the way, there's gonna be chances where I'm gonna like start saying is like, okay, I think some less blues. I think I might actually at least agree exactly just to say is like, okay, a little bit of respect and a little bit at least a bit of agreeing on some good blue mercenaries that actually might respect a little bit of some of my opinion. Which I mean, if they don't want to, then I don't want to be the one saying is like, I told you so, and I don't want to ask the question and repeatedly ask the question. And then, for example, I dislike the blue team, and pretty much likely in any point of the matter, I might just say, is like, yeah, I just don't really kind of care. And then, two other things I also want to point out, too, by the way, this is where I'm going to cut ties, which I also did explain it anyway, and just say, is like, yeah, at this point, I'm just going to, like, cut ties with, Blue Sniper Productions and just says that, yeah, I mean, at least his video was kind of okay, by the way, which I think the only thing I ever want to point out exactly is, I mean, by the way, I want to see what he'll ever kind of improve of his Gmod content, which I think the only way I could ever actually just like make this more of a puzzle to explain it with the guy is exactly is like make more Gmod TF2 content a little bit and animation a little bit and just like decide to like put away the N word and just like that just doesn't like trigger me, which I like no offense to not like offend at some point like against like not gonna say the ALL because I know it's gonna be like saying like, hey, are you being like offensive? Like I'm trying to be at least aware not to be offensive or be a little bit like at the point where I'm just not into whatever exactly because I try to at least stay a little natural exactly from point to point, which I tried at least to kind of make a little less things up exactly by saying like, okay, well, I'll try not to at least be a little bit overreacted, but when there's a time where this might be refusing to me, then I'm sorry. This is where I'm gonna actually just draw the line and say like, okay, that by the way has been crossed and it's gonna stop. So yeah. Anyways, that's the only thing I want to ever say is that I want Blue Sniper Productions to improve his Gmod content of Team Fortress 2 a little bit and improve it a little bit by deciding just to do a little bit better exactly besides like not having like endless point of like a little bit of boredom, a little bit, just like do something a little bit interesting, just like add something different, a little bit around like this spice, a little different that just doesn't like trigger my awarenesses a little bit. That just doesn't really like trigger me or anything. Which, like I said, this again doesn't have to do with hate, by the way. It literally has nothing to do with hate. Nothing. And just for example, that's all I want to point out, by the way. And yes, by the way, I am just not going to be friends with Blue Sniper Productions, by the way, which I'm sorry to say it, but I'm saying is that yeah, this is have nothing to do with hate. It's just that sometimes I just like give plenty of people chances a little bit to redeem a little bit of understanding coming from me. But if there's no respect, then I can't give you that respect. What you just can't respect me back for. Because I mean, imagine if you like have a $5 bill in your hand, right? Like if no one didn't return you that $5 bill, what's the point of actually just like being with a friend who just wants to insanely just want to lie out of their teeth? Like what's the point in that? Like what's the point in this? And then the other way thing I can also point out about Mike 48, by the way, which by the way, he actually needs to kind of like go to therapy and just kind of move on from me exactly and move on away from my channel and content and move away from my separate channels and just kind of stay away from me and just I think the best for all of us, and I think the best for everyone, which I know people might say like a few less or maybe more, people might say is like, oh, why are you hating the guy? Well, listen, I gave the guy chances, but the guy just won't want to listen to what I'm just telling the guy. Because I mean, it probably has to do with respect. For example, it has to do with respect, okay? It has to do by respecting me or anybody else respectively. But whatever this goes on, that isn't respect, buddy. That's called disrespectful. And that's just called very much likely incompetently disrespectful and disgraceful. That it's a disgrace, that I ever will see in the face of earth. That, remember, by the way, I just want people to kind of clearly just get to the point and understand sometimes to understand me a little. It's just that Mike 48, by the way, I'm sorry to say this and say this even more exactly that, dude, you gotta stop. Even though I'm explaining this from separate times anyway, just to kind of like remind people again and again, which I know they might understand by saying like, okay, we get it, which I understand it anyways. But the point is, by the way, is just that when he crossed that line, by the way, to me exactly when you like literally cross on the line, it's just that it's a little too personal for me. It's a little uncomfortable, and it's just where it's just like, okay, that's enough. Like, okay, that is actually enough. So, what I want him to do is accept like a few top words anyway for what he needs to do. Either A, seek therapy, get some help, like a little bit like self help, a little bit to yourself, and just start like, get yourself some help and just like get some like just get some weird bullshit out of your freaking brain. Whatever you just do exactly, it's just don't talk to me ever again until you want to start learning, because that's how you actually come to be a better person. Which even if I might or not be the best speaker when it comes to like a little bit of me speaking, but hey, this is just how life works. That you might see a lot of people that might agree or disagree with me at sometimes, but this I really want to call in and call the shot exactly and just make this official. Like, there's not going to be anything, and I mean, no responses, nothing. I want this like to be completely clear for people and understand. It's just never associate with people who are gonna like instantly just like annoy the freaking hell out of me and annoy the living hell out of me exactly, and just say it's like, bro, you need to move on from me, okay? You need to seriously move on. Like, okay, if you wanted to still continue to be more evil, Mike 48, this is when you're gonna actually get consequences, and this is where you're gonna start like learning the hard way. If you still continue to not like refuse exactly from what I'm telling you, is that you need to either move on or get off my channel, because this, by the way, I don't appreciate and I don't tolerate, because it sounds like to me, dude, that you're wanting to like starting to like see the opposite way of life that you're never seen ever again. So please, Mike 48, you need to either just take my word for it or leave for good, okay? Because I told you again, man, I want to have a thing that I just want to move on. I just want to cut ties from the person that is Mike 48 or whoever else actually just like disagrees. Is just please let me live what I want to live my life for how I want to like do whatever with my time and just do whatsoever. So yeah. Anyways, I promise you guys I'll come back on like at some point. I might come back on back on Friday or Saturday, and I'll make content at some point and just say is that yeah, I'll come back and make content. I promise I'll actually come back making more content and actually have a better tone and just just like address a little bit a few things before I kind of wrap this whole long like hour video like whatsoever. So just watch through the video through the end of what I'm saying and truly respect my decision. Even if some people just like say, like, oh, we kind of disagree on that. Well, I'm like, sorry, too bad. And you should probably accept what it's been accept. Because, I mean, if anyone doesn't want to like it, then I'd have no other choice to stop the person. So, like, again, this isn't my business. This isn't my monkeys. And this isn't even my circus. In fact, in hell, this isn't my circus or monkeys yet at all. So, without further ado, thank you for watching. Thank you for enjoying this video. And like always, please be sure to give this video a like and comment and subscribe to the bell to be notified. And now, without further ado, I'm going to get going. I'm definitely just going to like sign off and just get going. And yeah, I hope people kind of start learning the lesson of what I'm saying about the easy way, not completely and totally the hard way. So, just for like smart people to kind of understand this a little bit more understanding is just please. I don't want to go out and start having like, oh, people are going to think I'm going to actually go violent. Well, I never do that exactly. Even if I go in force, that's when you're going to expect something. You don't want to come out crossing on me exactly or ever start backstabbing me in the back. Like just pretend to be like a fake friend to me, which that, by the way, never works. Trust me. I mean, I've been on some situations where I don't want to go on with it and just say like, oh, when are you going to start like telling me the truth? Like, nobody ever actually is going to tell you the truth because they're obviously just going to lie out of their teeth and just say it's like, oh, I mean, we're sorry. Well, that doesn't consider being sorry. That considers to be like a complete jerk that actually just no one wants to hang out with. So if I were myself already, please take my advice seriously and start learning properly serious. Okay? So to make this a little bit more of a finish up here and wrap up here of the video, it's just that I hope you guys in fact enjoyed this video. And like always, is like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified. And yes, I'll probably explain for the beginning and just say is like, before the video starts to begin, there might be a few different addresses that I actually will have 4 addresses to probably explain again and just say full likely, officially approved, and fully 100% official that I'm ever just saying out of my mouth. So without further ado, thank you guys again for watching. Take care, everyone. Have a great, amazing day. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and hope you guys actually do in fact enjoy this video, and for much more likely more. So thank you guys again for watching. Thank you guys for taking the time and supporting me exactly for however that anybody respects me and supports me is a good person, a very truthful and great person for anybody out there to be a good person out there. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys next time. I'll see you guys in the next video. Without further ado, like always, I'll just pretty much put like in the where and the warning sign, or just maybe just like explain the warning thing that will go on afterwards, before it actually starts the video of like the addressing. I might have to address on the parts exactly on 4 occasion parts to explain, which still again actually explains about with the beacon of like the verify. And then, of course, like, officially, just hate the blue team 100% officially, which, by the way, it's no longer going to keep continuing, repeating anymore. So, yeah. And then, just for an example, I hope people start understanding for what I'm talking about. So you don't have to like it, but this is just what I'm talking about. So thank you. And then just as it for like a third example, I probably say that it's beneficial that I'm cutting ties with like two individual people that I'm cutting ties off with exactly. But if there's like a few different more like disrespectful to people, that's exactly why I just no longer want to like associate with same bullshit. That's just going to be like a new argument, like bullshit that is just not going to work, and that's just going to be so stupid and sad that it's just really going to be that disrespectful. It just really isn't going to work. It's just sad. It's disrespectful, and it's just furthermore beyond so sad. So, without further ado, thank you guys for taking care of like enjoying my content and really appreciating it. So, without further ado, like always, please be sure to give this one a like and comment and subscribe to be notified. And yeah, without further ado, I'll absolutely see you guys absolutely soon. I'm going to get going right now, and I'm going to just like hopefully just get on going exactly and not continue to pretty much have another blowout again. So, without like always being that said, thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for supporting, and thank you for understanding and also enjoying the video. So, without further ado, thank you guys again, and thoroughly enough, thank you guys for watching the video. Like always, and likewise, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So, thank you. See you next time. Peace out. Goodbye. I am Devin-Foxy, remastered again, and I'll absolutely will see you guys absolutely in the next video. So thank you for watching. Goodbye. Peace out and goodbye. And see you guys absolutely in the next video. Signing on out. Bye-bye, everyone. See you absolutely in the next video. Signing off.